What's up, SNA fans? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another SNA podcast video. And this is the wrestling news video, where Super Ninja Austin gonna be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know. From the Ringside News article on January 24th, 2024. We're gonna start off on today's wrestling news video with some Royal Rumble news. Now it says WWE could have major plans for Bayley's involvement in the Royal Rumble match. And it says right here, Bayley continues to show her respect for the emerging talents in the wrestling world. Despite her impressive career, she remains driven for unfulfilled ambitions within WWE, and recent developments suggest that the company might have significant plans in the store for her. Former WWE SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley has thrown her hat into the ring for the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble with her sights set singles match at WrestleMania 40. It's a noteworthy decision as Bayley has never headlined a WrestleMania event in her illustrious career. To put things in perspectives, only four female WWE stars, female WWE superstars, have officially confirmed their participation in the 30 Women's Royal Rumble match. Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and even Nia Jax determined Bayley. Sports Illustrated, in a recent report, has underscored Bayley's the undeniable claim to the victory in the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble. The report suggests that Bayley is on track to secure the coveted spot at the WrestleMania 40. What's your thoughts on this? And do you think Bayley's going to be the favorite, or do you think that it's going to be somebody else, like a Becky Lynch or Nia Jax, Bianca Belair, anybody, whoever it is, like Becky Lynch winning her second, Bianca winning her second? But do you think Bayley's going to finally win her first Women's Royal Rumble match? Let me know in the comments down below. I prefer Becky Lynch, but if it is Bayley, then I wouldn't be really too mad about it. Hilariously, but anyways, I'll say she's definitely not gonna pick Rhea Ripley for the. I Rhea Ripley though. I think she's gonna pick Io Sky, whether if she turns on her or vice versa, Io and the rest of the Damage Control turns on her. Which, if I was Bayley right now, in kayfabe perspective, I would be trying to make that known sooner rather than later. Whether if it's in the same night she won the Women's Rumble match, everybody's predicting, with their gaming predictions on 2K23, or I'll do it the following SmackDown, like the post SmackDown show of the Women's Royal Rumble match. And then make that known, and then even have Adam Pearce be there to make it look like that she might sign the contract for Raw to face Rhea for her championship, but she's actually going to sign the contract from Nick Aldis. But we're going to move on to the next wrestling news, and we can talk about that in another day. And before I do, I'll be right back. Moving on, we got some Seth Rollins news as WWE alters WrestleMania opponent plans for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins showcased his strong work ethic on Raw last week by defending his world title against Jinder Mahal. He suffered an injury because of the match, and now WWE has interestingly has interesting plans for his WrestleMania 40 bout. As has previously reported, there were indications that Seth Rollins might have suffered an injury to his leg during the match. Seth Rollins would then confirm that he had a torn meniscus during Raw this week. Despite his injury, the Visionary made it clear that he would still compete at WrestleMania 40 after Gunther interrupted him. Naturally, this made fans wonder if Gunther would end up challenging Rollins. According to Sports Illustrated, WWE has a new place for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 40. Gunther is now the favorite to win the Royal Rumble and potentially dethrone Seth Rollins on the first night of WrestleMania 40. They said, after a month of speculation that CM Punk would challenge the world heavyweight champion Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, a new plan is in place. Gunther is the favorite to win the Royal Rumble and then dethrone Seth Rollins on the first night of WrestleMania. Seth Rollins had noted that it would take him 3 to 4 months to recover from the injury. If he had surgery, it remains to be seen whether WWE will end up having the ring general defeat Seth Rollins for the title at WrestleMania 40. What do you think of this story concern? But yeah, what's your thoughts about Seth Rollins' opponent? Who's it gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be CM Punk or the new latest rumor, the ring general Gunther? I was thinking like if CM Punk didn't make his return, then I would assume it would be Gunther. Like he could win the Royal Rumble match, challenges Seth Rollins, and then dethrone him for the World Heavyweight Champion. But that's until CM Punk came back, and I was like, whether he defeats him or not, I think he's gonna face him for the main event. But this is before this injury happened. But I was like, I still think CM Punk should win for the fact that he never main evented WrestleMania, and maybe at Backlash or another pay per view, even though that would be kind of burying CM Punk, but it'll be in a good cause. But CM Punk will agree to put over the ring general, like he's world heavyweight champion. He's gonna face the ring general, which he'll be like ready for a world championship match. He wins the title, and then he'll be way like having the most historical reign as world champion. I'm not sure if it'll be the longest reigning championship, but I think he'll be continuing that prestige in his possession. And he's gonna finally get his dream match against Brock Lesnar, either the SummerSlam in the beginning of August or even the end of August in Germany at Bash in Berlin, I believe. Yeah, so I believe he's gonna have that dream match between them towards the end of summer. And in one of those biggest pay-per-views of WWE's year in 2024, which everybody probably will be interesting to watch. Like, yeah, this is a dream match everybody been talking about from the past couple of years. Like a match that should have happened at WrestleMania. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on who do you think is going to dethrone us? Like, what if it being Kofi or Ricochet? Like next week, Raw, we could see Brock Lesnar coming out and call Austin Gunter for the IC championship, like to Kofi, which I think it should be to Chad Gable to be the exact. So he can be the the Intercontinental Champion, which they were pushing on him for that, like from the past few months. Like ever since I was starting to do these podcasts, which for some reason they kind of put it on hold, which hopefully that won't be for too long than it already is. But yeah, again, we're going to see what's going to happen in the next week, in the next couple of months. So yeah, anything's possible, like after the Royal Rumble. Like, yeah, like the Undertaker said, never say never. But anyway, let's move on to the next news, which is about Cody Rhodes. Very unlikely to headline WWE WrestleMania 40. And on to this wrestling news article. It says, according to here, it says Cody Rhodes has just have one goal in mind, and that's to finish the story and become the world champion at WrestleMania 40. Unfortunately, that might not be happening anymore by the looks of it. Cody Rhodes' WrestleMania status is now uncertain due to speculations about The Rock's potential return to the squared circle. This development could affect Rhodes' presumed role as Roman Reigns' opponent at the grandest stage of them all. Despite all speculations, the American Nightmare has stood firm on unfazed, making it clear that he believes he will be in the main event of WrestleMania 40 and finally finish the story. According to Sports Illustrated, man, like these wrestling news stories are coming from Sports Illustrated. But anyways, multiple sources close to WWE's head of creative Triple H have indicated that Cody Rhodes will not headline this year's WrestleMania. The sources suggest that Cody Rhodes will not be able to finish his story at the premium live event. How do you know if that'll be true, though? Like, with Sports Illustrated taking their word. Like that's what they said about CM Punk. Like, we don't want him. Even Road Dogg even said, we don't want Phil over here. Which all just an elaborate trick, like to the fans. We may see him finish the story. We may not. Like, it could be anything. But I think, me personally, he's going to finish the story because I have that mindset. When I see somebody say something, they are making it up, just an elaborate ruse to fool you. And then when that day comes, then they're going to surprise you out of nowhere. More nowhere than the RKO. But yeah. but yeah, at the end of the day, we're going to have to see, well, like if they're telling the truth and being honest, or they're just lying for a surprise. Which I believe that's it's the second one. But I'm gonna let you guys be the ones in the comments down below. I would say maybe they should have put Randy Orton. If there's plans that The Rock will face Roman, especially if the championship's not going to be on the line. But if it's not on the line, they could manage to do this. Nick Aldis say you're gonna be in two matches in night two's WrestleMania. You're gonna open the show like as excuse me. You're gonna open the show of night two facing your cousin The Rock for your spot at the head of the table. He can win that match, and then Cody Rhodes will face him for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship because because The Rock didn't specify being world undisputed WWE Universal Champion. He specified should he sit at the head of the table, like which that's a code word for should he challenge for the throne of the bloodline, which that which that could be just as prestigious as the undisputed championship. But I'm gonna let you guys be the judge of that in the comments down below, like as well. And what's your thoughts on my suggestion? What it should be like for make everybody happy. I mean, you cannot make everybody happy. You cannot be a people pleaser, but when it makes sense in storyline, you might as well do it. Like, and it's gonna get the fans entertained. And on top of that, that's a win-win situation. That's why I would say that. Yeah, like looking at it in a business perspective, it's gonna make a lot of money. Like booking it this way, which I wouldn't doubt Triple H would not doubt that Triple H would do this. Like he would, like that's what he's probably planning on doing. But he's not gonna tell the fans this or any journalist this question or tell like because that's gonna spoil any plan if there is. But I'm not saying that if it is. I'm saying whenever. I don't know. I don't know, Birdie Bird. Okay, I will do that. So, anyways, let's move on to the next wrestling news. Wait, I think it's already in there. Let's.
No, monster.
Okay, I'll put it on. If you want to play Monster Trucks, why don't you just add?
Wait, guys.
Mighty Birdie.
Hi.
Come on, Mighty Birdie.
Hi.
Oh. Ain't he adorable?
Hello, my cards.
For Mario Kart or Monster Trucks?
My cards.
Okay. As long as it makes you happy, that's all that matters.
That's mine.
This is.
Yep. I want to be Mario.
Mario.
Whoa, where can you?
Okay, let's move on to the next wrestling news. We got some Eric Bischoff news on how he feels WWE Raw could move from its traditional Monday night slot after Netflix deal. Okay, I'm going. Chill out.
Because more Mario. No, that's Mario. Yeah. Mario best.
What team you want?
What? Yes.
But anyway, it says from the former Raw general manager, the biggest story of the WWE is WWE's Raw's deal with Netflix after spending several years on the USA Network. Raw will move to Netflix at the beginning of next year. The announcement was this deal shocked the entire industry as no one saw it coming. Following the announcement, there are many questions regarding what changes will be made to the Raw. Gotta learn how to do the steering wheel, Birdie. Regarding changes will be made to Raw after it moves to Netflix. One big change was already confirmed that Raw will go commercial free for many subscribers. Another change being talked about is the possibility of Raw moving away from its traditional traditional Monday night slot. for the first time. Eric Bischoff mentioned on this one on his Strictly Business podcast where he stated that the wrestling fan base is so loyal that they will find a way to tune in to the show by in I I irrespective of the day. He said, "It could one. It could. One, aren't you gonna do this?"
No. No. Ah. Oh, go left. Oh, I remember. Good job. What? Mama. No, I did it.
But it says,
Oh no.
the pro wrestling. It could. One of the things. Oh yeah, no.
No.
I don't know how you cannot play this right now.
I jump.
Not trying to be mean, Trey, but I gotta finish this podcast. Mm-hmm. It says right here, where was I? You can move a cable right in any television show. Once you change nights, it's difficult for the audience to go with you. Except with professional wrestling, and it's interesting. Can Raw now no longer Monday Night Raw, but can Raw on Netflix avoid Monday Night Football conflict? Sure. Can they move the schedule around easily? Maybe anything's possible. And it says right here, there's no doubt that changing WWE Raw from its traditional the traditional Monday night slot will be the biggest change made in the show's history in 30 long years. But what's your thoughts on Eric Bischoff's comments, or opinion, I should say, onto this matter of Raw potentially moving to Netflix? And are you guys very pumped and interested in being on Netflix? I'm kind of am, like, for the fact that there won't be no commercials and there won't be any difficulties. Like, you know where exactly it is. All you need is to search it, and they'll probably be on there. I'm not sure if they're gonna be Netflix will be doing any live events, like live sports events, like any kind of other live sports events, whether that be in baseball, basketball, football, hockey, soccer, or even the Olympics. Like, I would say, or even like race car track, even race car sports events. I think that for now, there's only going to be WWE, like they're going to do, and maybe this could be a start for Netflix to start broadcasting live shows or sporting events. which is both at this point, which is sports entertainment. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below and what's your thoughts onto this matter, or what Eric Bischoff thinks. And yeah, and he's like, anything's possible. Like they could avoid the conflicts between them and Monday Night Football, and also they could definitely move the off of Monday nights. Which, even if they did, what channel? What day specifically will be on a weekly base? Let me know in the comments down below if it's not going to be Monday. It could be any other of the 6 days out of the week. Like, it's just it has to be one specifically. Whether if they're going to be on live or like once when you play it on when you view the show, or it could be or it could be pre-taped, which I don't think it should be. I don't think it's going to be, which that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's supposed to be a wrestling show that's supposed to be live, not something that's going to be pre-taped. Unless it's like for the holidays. But let me know in the comments down below. We're going to move on to the. But again, let me know in the comments down below about anything I just mentioned. We're going to move on to some more Seth Rollins news, like voices concerns on CM Punk potentially disrupting WWE's ascension. It has been a while since CM Punk came back to WWE, and fans are simply happy to see him on WWE television again. In the meantime, many fans want to see Punk and Seth Rollins finally feud properly now. Seth Rollins has voiced concerns over Punk possibly disrupting WWE's rise. During an interview of Monday Night Raw last year, Seth Rollins and CM Punk emerged in a heated promo battle. Rollins openly expressed his disdain excuse me, for Punk, suggesting that Punk should stop referring to WWE as his home. While speaking to Daniel Cormier on DC and RC, Seth Rollins talked about his relationship with Punk. He acknowledged acknowledged the surreal excuse me, moment of Punk's return at Survivor Series, expressing happiness for the fans. However, Rollins made it clear he doesn't want the issues that Punk may bring, exciting WWE's success and growth. He said, the Punk thing is interesting. It's interesting. I never thought in a million years we'd be at this point, like when he came out at Survivor Series and came back. It was really a surreal moment in some ways. I'm really happy for the fans and for his fans that have been wanting to see this moment for him for a very long time. I just don't want the problems that he brings. I really don't. WWE is in an incredible place, in an incredible place. I feel like I've been in art and been in encore, I should say. Yeah, been an encore of that for the last decade. In the last few years, we're starting to skyrocket.
What happened?
You weren't playing it, and it's pause. Are you gonna play it?
Oh no. Go left. Oh no. go. Oh,
If I was you, I'll be playing this right
I'll
now.
go. Oh, wait, no. What?
What's up with you with
Oh,
these
that's
decisions?
Wanda. You know how to eat. Go, Rafa.
Anyway, it says, you look at the Netflix deal, huge news, like for the industry, or for you look at Netflix, at the huge news, like huge news for our industry, for the entertainment industry, for live sports in general. It's going to
Again? What?
What are you doing? No.
My truck again?
Yeah, it's in there because we can't find the case because you lost it.
Yeah, open this.
No. Are you going to play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey. Hey. Come back. No. They're not my truck. No. It's not my truck.
You put it in there. Are you going to play that? I thought you said you want to play.
That's not my truck again.
Oh, bother.
Oh, my. I lost my case.
I don't know why you did. Like you could have it right in. You have the game right in the case.
I want. I don't even help me. Help me.
Help you with what? But yeah, sorry about that. Okay, let's continue that how the industry. While continuing about Netflix, live sports in general, it's going to be a massive shift. I feel like I've been a big part of that. One thing I don't want it is somebody like that who has caused problems and been a selfish jerk. Everyone he's gone. I don't want him to come in here and ruin what we've done and what we've built. He doesn't deserve a piece of that pot. Yeah, he doesn't deserve it. He hasn't put in the time. He hasn't done anything. He went away and he stayed away. Not only that, but Rollins voiced concerns like about Punk, who he sees as a disruptive force, potentially jeopardizing the company's achievements. Rollins understand that Punk's lack of contribution during his absence, like in his negative actions, like expressing a desire, like Punk impact, not to see Punk impact the company negatively. Negatively, and this is what Seth Rollins had to say at the end of the video. I mean, not the video, in the interview, I should say, with Daniel Cormier. All he did the entire time he was gone was complain, whine, and moan, and tried to tear this place down. In spite of him, in the spite of his efforts, we made this the best and biggest wrestling company on the planet. Growth it it beyond what anybody's imagination would have ever dreamed. I don't want him coming in here. Used to would I use I used the word cancer before. I don't want to get too deep into it. Don't want him. Don't want. I don't want him to be the reason this thing takes a nosedive or even takes a dip. He doesn't deserve that. What are your guys' thoughts on to CM Punk's? I'm not CM, Seth Rollins' uh, comments from this interview, like saying he loves the fans, he loves CM Punk's, he loves CM Punk's fans, and he respects the reason why the reason why they want him back, and we haven't seen him for a long time, and that's when the fans wanted him back for many years, and they finally got him, which he's like he appreciates that from the fans because he's the center of attention. But despite being that, like in a positive side, it can also be in a negative way as well. Like with him, like being the basically the problem child. Well, I want to describe him as a child, and he call him a and he except for always also call him a selfish jerk, and he's gonna tear the whole WWE down. Like what has been a successful journey for the Stanford-based company, like with ever since Endeavor bought Vince McMahon out and Triple H being the head of creative, like a little bit right before then. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below and what your thoughts on to end the situation on Seth Rollins. Still doesn't have that really much respect for him because he really brought respect to him or the company, and keep whining, moaning, and what is he said? Like why and complaining about this company and not doing nothing all day, and like and he hardly did he did anything elsewhere. Like which yeah, it's not that much of a successful run. Only just world champion in AEW and a few dream matches with their wrestlers, and also lost two straight MMA fights in UFC, which everybody would say like he's not really much of a good MMA fighter, and he's rather just stay in wrestling because that's more of his thing. Which I believe that is the case. Like because if you not only lost once, it's one thing if you lose once, but losing for the second time in a row, yeah, it's not really your talent. It's not your thing. Like you need to stick to what you're good at, which is this business right here in the world of professional wrestling, where he's known as a former multi-time world champion in three different promotions like Ring of Honor, AEW, WWE, and he could possibly be world champion if he faces Seth Rollins this year. And do you agree with Seth Rollins' comments about Punk, or do you disagree and he's just being a bit too dramatic about the Chicago made star, and he's not gonna tear the place down, like, and he's changed from his hatred of WWE. But let's move on to the next news, and that is some John Cena news that he provides valuable tips to Logan Paul for restoring relationship with The Rock. Logan Paul has been one of the most popular YouTubers for several years now. His content is often known to be over over the top and sometimes controversial in nature, which has attached or which has or not attached attract it has attracted millions of followers. Paul was at the of his career in 2018. He he was doing viral videos with celebrities and even collaborated with The Rock. However, one a controversial decision led to the great one to cut ties with him. Okay, I'll be right back to read more. Okay, SNA back here. It says right here on this article, continuing to in 2018, Paul was on a tour of Japan when he visited the the Ao King Gahara and kind of uh, our 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 Gahara for forest, the Kalagahana forest, which is also known as the suicide forest due to the large number of suicides that occurred there. During his visit, Paul and his team discovered a suicide victim. He posted the video of the censored victim to his YouTube channel and received uh, widespread backlash for the incident. Paul even had to delete the video and issued a public apology. The incident resulted in The Rock uh, uh, sub- severing all ties with Logan Paul. He even instructed the social media star to delete all the content they had filmed together. Logan Paul spoke about his incident on a recent episode of the Impulsive podcast with his special guest John Cena. Paul shared the story with the former WWE champion and noted that he might cross paths with The Rock in WWE, and he's not sure how he is going to handle it. John Cena then advised Paul to forgive him if he wanted to move on from this incident. He said, "Okay, what I'm hearing is you made a poor decision. You had to be accountable for your poor decision. Yeah, you're not alone. We we've all done that in the process. You were very hurt by someone you cared about. You understand it might not have been as been impactful for him as it was for you, but it really to got to you. I'm not right or wrong. It's just my two it's just my 2 cents, like take it or throw it like back. I I think it starts like with your ability to forgive him. If you can get yourself to a place where you can honestly say I forgive, then I think you can begin the foundation to move forward. I am not saying forgiveness and forgetfulness, forgiveness and forgetfulness are are two different things. It I'm not saying forget, like forgiving and forgetting, like those are two separate things, two different things. Like if you can bring yourself a to a position where you can forgive someone, you can begin to move forward. Just my perspective. Logan Paul didn't acknowledge that he made a wrong decision, and he found he felt like he let The Rock down. He also stated that he was able to, to fuel his anger to drive himself to be successful. And this is what Logan had to say in response. He said, "It's here. I ill come. I have nothing against Dwayne. He didn't make any wrong decisions. It's all on me. I think part of it is I effing hate myself for letting him down, and that anger that I have, even against myself, was turned into this drive that I told myself I'm going to be so successful that I don't need your approval or validation or quit or acquaintance. Like I'm going to do this on my own with or without you by my side." Logan Paul then concluded by saying he that he would need to have a conversation with the Brahma Bull before he could close this chapter. Logan Paul will next be seen at the Royal Rumble here. They his will defend his United States Championship against Kevin Owens. What's your guys' thoughts on Logan Paul's confession about losing the respect of The Rock back 5.5 or 6 years ago when he made the trip over to Japan and discovered a suicidal body, I should say, and he posted it on his social media or YouTube channel, which it gave him a whole lot of backlash, and he didn't really didn't forgive himself since then when he started getting losing the respect from friends and fans and you name it, everybody in the process at that time. But yeah, he made a life changer like since then, like being like more of a more popular YouTuber that most people that are have. It's not on right now, but Uncle Gladly will get you some new batteries. Just give Super Ninja Austin about a few more minutes.
Come on, show us something.
Okay, I'm coming, but I gotta say this about Logan Paul. But let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts like. And I think he's doing better, especially being in the wrestling business by earning the respects of everybody in the roster and they show that he could be a star just as much as like him, and he's gonna be getting more and more better at it, which everybody's respecting him on that. But I'm not sure much about boxing. No, like that's a good question, but I would say, but Logan Paul has made himself well known and made himself like a better version of himself since. Like he may have done stuff in the past, but that was a half a decade ago. And yeah, I believe if he went up and apologized and they made up and let bygones be bygones to the Brahma Bull, I think he would gladly would accept his apology. And it's like I always keep using this too much for an example when it comes to like forgiving. I'll say for forgiving somebody like from what past mistakes they made or apologizing to them or whatever they may have done like that you didn't like and if you're a totally different person like almost a decade later like I always make an example for this with CM Punk and Triple H where he's like but yeah that's just it's a good point like if you're gonna be acting like the same person like in the next 10 years there's something wrong with you which there, I totally agree on that like and there'll be something really wrong with you if you're gonna be acting like this. Like I'll say in a bad way, not in a good way. Like because people are gonna change, like whether if they're good or bad. And whoever the ones that are bad, you're gonna see them doing change, and they're gonna be looking like a fool, and they'll be like, can you ever forgive me because I not know how stupid and how uh, merciless I was, I would say, or even wicked. Which yeah, like but it even says that in the good book as well, aka the Bible, which that's story for another day. That's a different story for a different day. But I'm just gonna say like if you made a mistake and you knew you were wrong and you mean your apologies, then you should be forgiven. But anyways, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is we got some more John Cena news now, but this time it's about expresses no interest in leadership role in WWE or at WWE. John Cena was his longest WWE run in over 6 years, as fans were just happy to see him on WWE TV every week. That run more or less ended ended after Crown Jewel, but he isn't done wrestling just yet. To add to that, John Cena also revealed his post WWE retirement goals. John Cena uh, squared off against Solo Sikoa at the Crown Jewel Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia. The leader of the C Nation was systematically dismantled and then brutalized by the young Samoan enforcer. As Cena lost the match, he would then tease retirement immediately afterwards. But while speaking on the Impulsive podcast, the leader of the C Nation was asked if he wanted to compete in another match. Cena made it clear he does want to compete again, as he isn't done wrestling just yet. He said, "Yes, I hope so. I'm not officially done. I know that I'm close. I'm close. I can feel it, especially seeing you, Logan Paul, out out there doing incredible stuff. Our talent, like now, like the product has become so crisp and so fast and so skilled it is a different world. I I love and I still feel fluent. Like I would like to say goodbye when I still feel fluent. It's coming into the point where you know the moment in the sunset where it starts to go down. Man, it's going down real fast. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not done, but I need to decide when I am. The 16-time WWE World Champion ruled out taking an executive role like Triple H, but expressed a desire to contribute his time to the wrestling business. Living near the performance center, he envisions going in as a guest, in in like engaging like in conversations and mentoring talent and just imparting his wisdom. More than that, and more than anything, no, more than anything, he said, know what I would love to give to the business is in time, is in my time. Okay, that sounds like a little bit like a wild version of John Cena, but thought I might say it anyway. I live very close to the performance center, and I would like to go in as a guest. In that way, I'm not a I'm not obligated, and they are not obligated like in any way. It's that it's stuff I do on my free time anyway. I love going in I love going in and picking people's brains and have conversation. So who are you? What does that have to do with anything, you may ask? Only everything. Let's talk. I enjoy that. Doing half a, half a do it a half a day there and then going back to going back to a normal life. I'm fortunate enough to have some other stuff going on, and I'll be focusing on that too. But I always want to be involved in the business. I I get so passionate about it, and it's something that I love, and I think I have a few pieces of wisdom that need to be passed on. I don't think it should die with me. I'll try to do it that the best I can. John Cena revealed the ideal spot for his final WWE match. Regardless, regardless, we'll have to wait and see when Cena will return to W. Uh, you're so will return to television in the future, as it might still be a while. But what's your thoughts on John Cena All right. John Cena wanting at least another wrestling match, at least one more time. And what's your thoughts on John Cena do not want an executive role rather than be like some kind of a special guest trainer, like help out, go to the performance center and train the new upcoming WWE guys that could possibly get a deal with WWE in their NXT developmental deal, just in their WWE NXT developmental deal, like with the company. And do you think that will happen much more than him being executive booking shows and booking shows, booking the show like with matches and segments? Which I agree with him. I'll say it could be anything in the, like what if it's a backstage role. It can't be an executive like a backstage. Well, I'm not sure about a producer, maybe a correspondent like he done before, and I'd say a trainer definitely because yeah, he did mention that would he would because for the fact that he also lives near the performance center, and he would love to train the new guys, get to meet them and see what their dreams and desires of them being in the wrestling business. And let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts on who not who what Cena's going to be doing if he ever retires. In that point, and he said, even though I won't do it until I die, but I'll do it as much as I can. Be careful.
Come on.
Be right. I'll be right back. Let me know. But yeah, again, let me know everything in the comments below.
Don't go. Don't go. People, not you.
Do you want me to go over you? That one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Moving on to the next wrestling news, and it is some more Seth Rollins news. Targets being back at full strength in around a month, and it says right here, Rollins has provided an update on his recent injury, which occurred during his match with Jinder Mahal on January 15th, 2024. The WWE Superstars confirms that he suffered great a grade 2 MCL tear and a partially torn meniscus. Despite this setback, Rollins remains determined to compete at WrestleMania and entered the event as the World Heavyweight Champion. In recent interview with Daniel Cormier on the DC and RC show, Rollins shared more details about his current condition and his ins- and inspirations for WrestleMania. He emphasized the significance of WrestleMania 40 and his desire to carry the world title into the event and feat he has never achieved before. He also noted that he has never been a champion during the Royal Rumble during the Royal Rumble, making this year's event especially important for him. Rollins expressed a sense of pride in uh, in being considered a prized asset alongside Roman Reigns, as they are both on the sidelines due to injuries. He he provided reassurance like regarding the injury, stating that his ACL is intact, which is a crucial factor in his recovery. While the MCL will require time to rehabilitation, Rollins aimed to be back at full strength in approximately a month. However, he emphasized cited the importance of not making his first match back at WrestleMania after a prolonged absence, highlighting the need to test his condition and ensure he's in good form before the event. And he said, rehab is going to be a pain. It's going to be a pain. Dodge the bullet. The ACL is intact. The ACL is the big one. The one is good. One is good. The NCL will heal with time. We'll we'll get in there. We'll do some stuff. We'll check out the PRP and do some rehab. I'm hoping to be back at full strength around a month. Around in month is my timeline. We'll see what happens where we are going to take it day to day. I'd like to be back in a month. I don't want to walk into WrestleMania and maybe my first match in 2 or 3 months. That's not going to be good for me. Rollins acknowledged that the rehabilitation process will be challenging, but expressed gratitude that the injury was not as severe as it could have been, potentially sidelining with for 6 to 9 months. And then he continued, I want to be able to get back in there, test the wheel out, and make sure we're in a good place. We'll see how it goes. I'm taking it the day by day, and I'm happy we dodged a bullet, and it wasn't anything too serious that was going to put me on the shelf for 6 to 9 months. In addition to his injury update, Rollins had an interesting development on Monday's WWE Raw as Gunther confronted him and expressed his intention to pick Rollins as his opponent for WrestleMania 40, which they actually say 9, if he wins the Royal Rumble match. The ad This adds another layer of intrigue to Seth Rollins' journey to WrestleMania. But what are your thoughts on Seth Rollins' injury? Do you think it is a minor or major? It seemed like it's nothing like a big deal, and he'll be back in a month. He said, according to this on his tweet. So I would say if it's gonna be exactly a month, then I could see him back by the end of February, which he will have plenty of time to get ready for his with WrestleMania main event spot, like potentially being his WrestleMania main event spot, like at least at night one. And do you think that Seth Rollins is going to be able to compete at WrestleMania? And do you think this rehab is going to be a success, or is still going to need some surgery? Anyways, which hopefully he can avoid that, and it's only just a rehabilitation kind of situation in order to like him to stay out of the injury shelf like for long. And hopefully we'll see him either main event WrestleMania with either the Ring General Gunter or the Chicago-made superstar CM Punk. Let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to the next year. And we got Adam Copeland, who sets his sight on authoring a children's book. And yeah, we got some rated R superstar news now. It says, from the former Edge, which now known his real name Adam Copeland, shocked the world when he made his Randy Orton and then went on to form the Judgment Day. It didn't stop there for Adam Copeland as he went on to debut for AEW last year, where he has been competing for the past few months. Copeland is at the tail end of his career and is happy facing the young AEW talent he has. Never faced, although he is still an active wrestler. Copeland has a plan for his retirement from the industry. Adam Copeland recently did an interview with Busted Open Radio where he stated that he wants to write a children's book and learn to play guitar when he finally hangs up his boots. He said, I'd love writing a children's book. I've I always wanted to do that, especially now having kids. I I think that would be fun. Maybe part of part maybe part two of the autobiography, like because there has been almost more since I wrote that first one. Then he took place in the then took place in the first place. Or in the first one, I mean, took place in the first one. When I retire, I want to properly learn guitar just for myself. Adam Copeland will next be in action with against Minoru Suzuki on tonight's episode of AEW Dynamite on quest to recapture recapturing the TNT Championship. And do you think that Adam Copeland will be successful if he ever released a children's book in the like for everybody in the world to buy for their children to read it to them, like especially when it's bedtime? And do you think it's gonna be a success? And what's your thought? And him playing his guitar, do you think he's gonna be successful like as much as he is in pro wrestling? Like, but yeah, leave your comments known, and I hope he does, which I believe he will. Like if he has that dedication and when the story is very interesting and very well if it's interesting and entertaining, I should say, yeah. And do you see the rated R superstar retiring sooner or later? Leave leave a comment below. Which hopefully he doesn't retire sooner. I'd much rather prefer him, excuse me, to do it later. But I'm gonna let you be the judge of that in the comments down below, and see what should Adam Copeland should do next in his life, like outside of the squared circle. But man, let's move on to the next news, which is Buff Bagwell news in another high profile name. In other high profile names confirmed for the next season of The Dark Side of the Ring. The Dark Side of the Ring series by Vice Media, known for exploring the darkest aspects of professional wrestling, has like has captivated viewers by revealing hidden and often ab- obscure details about specific wrestlers and organizations. As the fifth season approaches, the topics for the upcoming episode have been confirmed. Vice Media, including Vice TV, filed for bankruptcy on May 15th, 2023, with the aim of a facial a facial face facialitating a potential sale for 225 million dollars, despite concerns about the impact on Dark Side of the Ring. Co-creator Evan Husney reassured fans that the season would remain unaffected unaffected by the bankruptcy proceedings. As previously reported, Dark Side of the Ring is set to return for its fifth season and will be premiering a in March. In light of this, Vice TV, Vice TV's fifth season, and will Vice TV took to Twitter and unveiled the subject matter for the upcoming fifth season of Dark Side of the Ring, scheduled to premiere on March 5th, 2024. The season will consist of 10 episodes and delve into the lives and stories of wrestlers, including Buff Bagwell, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Harley Race, Sin- the sensational Sherry, and other many are looking forward to Bagwell's episode since they are familiar with his past demons. And what are your thoughts on the of this of the what are your thoughts on the fifth season of Dark Side of the Ring? Perhaps we're gonna what we're gonna learn from this upcoming season, from the episodes, from the likes of the biographies with Harley Race and Buff Bagwell and the sensational Sherry. Do you think it's going to be absolutely controversial about their talking about their past and things even the wrestlers do not really feel comfortable of talking about, I should say, if that makes sense. But I'm gonna let you guys be the judges in the comments down below. I I think that it's gonna be like very controversial. Like it's gonna some of these names may be looked at as in a perhaps in a wrong way. Like which I don't think Dark Side of the Ring should show that unless it's needed to, rather than trying to humiliate the wrestler and trying to ruin their life or their ruin their life or ruin their reputation as a wrestler or as a person. Which I don't think anything with them having being a wrestler should not have anything to do with them being a person that's not even a wrestler in, when they're outside of the ring in their personal life. But yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below. I think like this will be we're going to be learning things. We're going to be what we're going to be hearing from the dark side. We're going to learn from the wrestlers. It's going to be kind of interesting, but let's hope it's not going to be too much in a negative way. Like hopefully it's about learning the stuff about what we didn't know about the wrestler, about anything to do with anything wrestling related, because I'm not really care about what they do do it in their personal life because it's none of my business. I just want to. I would just would love to hear what got them into the wrestling business in the first place, and how successful they gotten, and like whether it's rise and fall or rags to riches, whatever the situation may be. But yeah, like that's what I would love to see. Which I need to start watching some of these episodes of the Dark Side of the Ring, which it says comes on Vice TV every Sundays. And maybe while I'm doing these wrestling news videos, maybe I could talk about them right on here, like about what we learned on Dark Side of the Ring. Who knows? But yeah, but yeah, comment down below on what your thoughts on this matter. We're gonna move on to the final last news, which is some more John Cena news as he admits his his hypo, hypo, hypocritici his hypocrisies for his past remarks on The Rock. John Cena was the face of WWE from 2006 to 2016 for a good 10 years and carried the company on his back throughout the ruthless aggression as well as the modern PG era of WWE. The WWE veteran is known for his outspoken attitude as he freely shared his views, make it a plural, without holding back any punches during his time in WWE. Cena feuded with many legends of the game, one of them being Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. In the period between 2008 and 2009, John Cena criticized The Rock for transitioning from WWE to Hollywood, all while Cena remained an active competitor in the wrestling ring. However, Cena later admitted his error in judgment after he too pursued a career in Hollywood. During that same interview with Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast, Cena reflected upon his past criticism of the Rock. He admitted that by saying, I spent years calling out The Rock, saying, man, if you want, where you got that from? Mommy, daddy, and mommy's room. Maybe we should wait for mommy and daddy to see if they'll let you have these because mommy and daddy got these. If it were Super Ninja Austin's, I would. If it were Uncle Super Ninja Austin, I would gladly give you some. But I don't want to open these without mommy and daddy's permission. Why? Because they don't want to buy it. I'm not trying to be mean. I was like, we should wait. If you want some candy, Uncle Super Ninja Austin got some. Babies, sometimes they just don't understand where you're coming from, but it's all gonna be good. I'm gonna give him some candy of mine in the meantime until his mommy and daddy would see what he wants. But yeah, that's but that's but this is just outside podcasting family life. So yeah, but I'm gonna do that in just a moment. But back to the most important thing about this video, which or the actual reason I should say about this video. Nothing important, obviously, but you get the point. But anyways, is that I spent years calling out The Rock, saying, "If you love the business, you should be back." Cena further added that he's hypocritic, is hip that he's a hypocrite for calling out The Rock, as he himself is not able to take out time to do in due to WWE shows. And he said, "I spent years calling out The Rock, saying, man, if you love the business, you should be back. What a effing hypocrite I am. I love the business. I should be back all the time, but I'm not." See, Cena acknowledged his own shift in perspective, like recognizing the challenges and in the commitments, like in Hollywood, that he once criticized the Rock for embracing it. Worth worth noting worth noting the rivalry between the two WWE stars reached its peak back in 2012 when the when when on stage drama developed into actual animosity between the two professional wrestlers. However, it's all water under the bridge now. In a recent revelation, Cena also hinted at a possible third rematch with The Rock, making it a trilogy, of course. He also stated that he would not be who he is without The Rock. For what it's worth, despite their despite their age old rivalry, Cena would always be glad for his feud with The Rock. You can check out the Impulsive podcast below for the full interview, of course. But we already split it out the interview in three different comments from John Cena already, so we don't need to put out the full video of the Impulsive podcast. Plus, it's almost the end of my video. But what's your thoughts on John Cena admitting that he was wrong and he was such a hypocrite for judging The Rock going to Hollywood, even though in the future, but he didn't know he was going to be like a movie star, despite he was getting very popular and famous in WWE. So that's why he started criticizing him, saying like, "Why you're being full time in Hollywood, and if you claim you love WWE, you should be here right now." Which he's biting himself in the foot for saying such words back 15 years ago. But like I said, but bygones be bygones. Like that was the past version of you. Like now you kind of understood that. Unless you didn't understand when you got to Hollywood, then that kind of made you kind of hypocritical. But none of that matters now. The Rock would not even care what you say now. Like because he knows that John Cena's understanding that now. Like and they already made up and forgave one another. But they apologized and forgave one another. But anyways, I think the good thing about WWE when they get to do feuds like with people that had legitimate beef in the past, they have them fight it out inside the squared circle. That's what I like about WWE when it comes to realistic booking, like which they still kind of do to this day. Just look at Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It's like they're slowly but surely, gradually having their potential match and letting the and express their differences with one another in the squared circle, taking it out inside the squared circle in the ring. Of course, I should say, take it out inside the ring, and something just tells me they're gonna forgive each other and they're gonna move on. It's gonna be something similar to like with Triple H and Triple H and the Miz, like when he apologized to them, like for not having such a positive relationship as colleagues in his last run in WWE. But now we get to see them in positive and very very cool, very like likable relation co-working relationship, I should say. Yeah. But let me know in the comments down below. But the point is, yeah, let me know what your thoughts in the comments below about Cena, about his time criticizing The Rock. Now he's a movie star himself, and he's biting himself right in the foot, and he's gonna admit that he was wrong and he was a hypocrite, which he understands where The Rock's coming from when he started getting movie deals from Hollywood, and then he don't have that much time for WWE. He can rarely make any appearances if he has the spare time to. But yes, sir, ma'am. This was the end of today's wrestling news video, and what's your thoughts on about this week's or today's wrestling news video? Why is it week? Today's wrestling news video on January 24, 2024. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. And if you like this video, please make sure to click on that big thumbs up button while you're commenting down onto the comments and back to the main menu of the description of the video, where it shows the caption says the SNA podcast, the wrestling news on January 24, 2024. Make sure you hit the big thumbs up and subscribe beside it in the right side, right into the below right side. Where you push subscribe, it offers you the notification bell, which you click on it. If it says notifications, make sure to click on that as well, so you can be the first one to know when I upload my latest videos. And also, make sure to check out AEW Dynamite, my AEW Dynamite review. Like for those who's watching AEW Dynamite tonight or not, like I'm gonna be talking about what exactly went down on the show, and most importantly, perhaps maybe the match of the night, which will be the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland taking on Minoru Suzuki in a first time ever dream match, which none of us wrestling fans would have thought in a million years that the Rated R superstar would face the Japanese legend in the wrestling business. But now he's on AEW. Anything is possible. And yeah, like the Undertaker said on his catchphrase, never say never. And my catchphrase, you never know what's going to happen in professional wrestling. Like anything is possible. But anyways, that's my wrestling catchphrase, of course. But yeah, make sure to check out the AEW Dynamite for those who want to watch, and make sure to check out my SNA podcast for those SNA fans out there that's very interested of seeing what I have to say about tonight's AEW Dynamite. And I hope it'll be good. But yeah, I'll see you then. Hope you have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you all in the next. See you then, and hope you have a great Wednesday. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, the Assassin, out of here. Bye bye, my SNA fans.